Hi, welcome to Dragon's Cave. You may have seen my BB-Craft unboxing video. So this is one of the molds I got from them. It's a skull with snakes. So I think this is the first, no, not the first BB-Craft mold that I've done since I got them. Anyway, besides the point, I'm going to paint the snakes on this mold with this green holographic laser powder that I got from Temu. I won't do the whole thing on camera obviously because it'll get a bit boring, but I'm going to do the snakes first and then, that's nice. Sorry, I need to get in shot, don't I? Let me move my camera just slightly. Trying to be as neat as I can with this because I'm going to have to do some cleanup, and unfortunately this is not the kind of mold you can turn inside out for that. Now it looks like there are actually two snakes in this mold, although it's hard to tell at this point. Not sure how much of this you can actually see. Trying to angle it so that it's picking up on camera, but that's making it very difficult for me to see what I'm doing from where I am in relation to the camera. It seems to be sticking pretty well to the mold. You can see that. It's not too difficult to tell what's snake and what's skull because the snake actually has a texture on it. Yeah, just double checking. I may leave the camera running and just fast forward this part for you. Or I may find it's too difficult to do it at this angle and come back when it's finished. Okay, so you get the gist. I'm going to have to do this from a different angle because it's quite difficult for me to see what I'm doing, and because of the way my desk and my chair are set up, I can't actually sit down to do this and film at the same time. So I'll get this finished up and I'll come back and show you the next part. See you in a minute. Bye. Okay, so it's now about 5 years and half a roll of packing tape later. I've got all the snakes painted in. It doesn't look very good, does it? It's not very well covered. So I've been debating on whether to just pour white resin in or whether to go with the silver holographic, and I think I'm going to go with this, make them a nice sparkly all over skull. So that off there. So basically I'm just going to go all over the rest of the skull. If some of this gets in the snake, it's not a big deal, because whatever you put down first in terms of powders on a skull normally is the colour that you see. Now, how that works with holographic, I'm not sure, but we'll find out together. Or you may already know. Now, because this is quite a deep mould and I don't really want to use fillers behind a holographic, what I've decided to do, instead of my regular resin, is I'm going to use, I have used it before on this channel. It's by a company called Rhinocast, and it's a deep pour resin. I believe it's called Rhinocasti Deep. Worked really well the last time I used it, so I'm happy to go with that again. The Rhinocasti Deep will do up to, I think it's 10 centimeters or 4 inches deep. Whereas my regular resin technically only goes up to about half an inch. I have poured it deeper than that, but I don't want to chance it in this weather because it's very hot out there. My craft room is very warm, and I know that I will end up with a flash cure from that, so I'm not going to chance it. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. Again, I'm not going to make you sit through the whole thing because there are fiddly bits that I'm going to have to get into. I'll need to move the mould away from the camera to do that. But it's sticking well to the mould. There will be excess to knock off. At least I won't have to do any more cleanups around the edges like I did with the green. So this should be reasonably quick. I will come back to you once I've got the resin mixed up and ready to pour. See you in a few. Bye. Hey, back again. Mixed up my resin. It's 200 grams of part A, which is the resin, and 100 grams of part B, which is the hardener. Decided to go for a white background. I'm going to use this white pigment paste that I got from Temu. Just got to give this a bit of a stir. It's been sitting for a little while, and it does separate. You should always stir it before you use it. It is a lovely, brilliant white, and it's a flat white as opposed to the sparkly white that you normally have with mica powder. So going to need quite a bit, I think. We'll start with that. Don't want to dip the stick in there in case I need to get more out, and that's a really stupid place to scrape it, but never mind. This is this mixing bowl is part of a set that I got from Temu. Wasn't expecting it to be so wide and flat, but at least it holds more than the amount of resin that I need to use normally anyway. A lot of my other the cups and the jugs that I use for mixing are generally too small for doing this volume. I'm put about the same amount in again, I think, because it's far too opaque. Again, try and do it without actually dipping the stick in the resin. That's getting better already. Try and get this off the sides as much as I can. Sorry, I find I'm mumbling again. Mixing in pretty well. This is a lovely, lovely thin resin. Completely bubble free at the moment. If it gets bubbles, that'll be my fault. It's still not enough in there. This is the problem when you buy cheap pigment pastes, or cheap anything really. You end up in the long run spending more money because you have to replace them more often, or you use more of the whatever it is you're using really. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now, because this is a deep pour resin, it can take anything up to 72 hours to set. So I will fill my mold up to a point and I'll move it off my desk because I need this space for other things, obviously. I can't just have this sitting here for a couple of days. Hoping you can see okay. There are some bubbles rising, but they're also dissipating really quickly. So give it a little bit of a squish, not too much. Just to try and make sure that there aren't any large trapped bubbles in there. There's my torch. Use this long neck lighter to burst the bubbles on the top. I could equally use alcohol, but I don't really want to wash the powder off the mold. So this is full enough. Excuse me. I'm going to move it over onto my other desk, leave that to set, and I will be back to see you for the demold. Bye. Hi guys, I'm back. Ready for the demolding. There is one thing I will say about this resin is it seems to shrink an awful lot, because this was right to the top of the mold and you can see I've got quite a lip there. Slightly disappointing, but I don't really have time to top it off and wait another 3 days or even 12 hours or whatever if I use my regular resin. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if we can get this out of the mold, hopefully without too much difficulty. I may have to pick this up, but I'm hoping I can do it on camera for you. Oops. Just separate it. There we go. Because this has shrunk so much, there's actually quite a sharp edge here, so I do need to be a little bit careful. Here we go. This should do it. And there he is. It's actually turned out really well. It looks like right in the eye that I should have put some green on. That looks like it may be a little bit of snake tail, but on the whole, yeah, I think I pretty much got everything with the green. You can just see the cracks in the skull there. So yeah, I think the snakes could have been a darker colour, and a little bit of the powder has come off here, but on the whole I'm very pleased with it. I'm just going to tidy up the edges here. Not entirely sure. I'm going to lose part of the snake if I cut that off, so I'm a bit torn on that, but I think I probably will end up having to cut it off. Okay, so yeah, the mold itself is great. Shame about the resin, but all in all, I'm very pleased. Hope you like that. I'll get some photos for you at the end and see you for the next one. Bye.